We've got 12 games for you. They're going to tempt you to get your wallet out. But luckily, these are on sale. Yes, these are eShop games on sale across the UK, US and EU. Bargains that we think are unmissable. I'm James Romero, and I've got Jordan and Juan with me with their picks this week. Jordan, why don't you kick us off?
Hey everyone, it's Jordan, back again finally with my bargain of the week. It's been a while. Juan and James have been battling it out these past few weeks. I hope they've kissed and made up. Anyways, my pick is something that's been well publicized the past week or so, but I've got to go with it since it's such a banging deal. Red Faction Remastered. Yes, the pun is exceptionally painful, but it's certainly not painful on your bank accounts right now. This open world action game where you destroy anything and everything in your path on Mars is just an incredible price in the UK, £1.79, utterly ridiculous. You just spare coins on this bad boy. It's a bit more expensive in the US, but not by much, just shy of $3. Now you have to remember, this was almost a AAA game back in the day. Sure, it's a little bit dated now, but you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck. I just wish we had the first two Red Faction games on the Switch. Those were my favorite, especially the first one. All-time classic. Come on, THQ, make it happen.
How you doing, everyone? Thanks very much, James. I couldn't look much past Untitled Goose game with a lovely 50% off. If you haven't tried this one yet and you fancy being a horrible goose that's let loose on the village and unsuspecting villagers to cause havoc to their day and just generally being a really horrible animal to them, then this is the game for you, where you can sort of stealthily go around the town, steal hats, you can honk a lot and generally just ruin everyone's day. That's what it's all about. It sounds fun, and that is because it is. You can now enjoy Untitled Goose Game with a friend in a new 2-player co-op mode where you can play through the whole game as two horrible geese together. It is a lot of fun, let me tell you, and I enjoyed replaying the game with a friend. So we're 50% off. If you haven't tried this one yet, then I very much recommend it. Take care, everyone, and see you next week.
Hey, those are great picks there, guys. Well done. Now, for me this week, it's got to be Huntdown, inspired by run and gun classics that I remember so fondly, like Metal Slug and Contra. It does service to those arcade greats while still adding in its own humour and style, as well as getting the right amount of modern upgrades like spoken sections, more detailed graphics in the guise of retro styling, and similarly a lovely layered soundtrack. Everything you could want is here, from lots of bosses, tight controls, hidden goodies to find all over the place, as well as replayability due to different modes that you unlock after completion. Co-op is also implemented well, so if you enjoy a good old run and gun game, don't skip this one. Divinity Original Sin is a game that released back in 2017, and it was a great follow-up. I didn't pick this one up when it first came out, but fast forward and I've been playing it non-stop on my iPad, funnily enough, for the past couple of months. So I'm really intrigued to try it out on the Switch with Joy-Con controls instead of focusing on the touchscreen, and of course, playing it docked. As for the game itself, it's an epic 40-hour classic role-playing masterpiece. The story is incredibly rich and voice-acted throughout. I love all the different characters, and you can play as many of them and choose the party that suits you. The sandbox world is brimming with intrigue, the tactical turn-based battles and systems that let you develop characters in any manner of ways, reminiscent of tabletop D&D and much more. I could spend ages talking about how great it is, but needless to say, it's a brilliant game and now has 30% off on the Switch. This next game is probably not going to be a surprise to many people. Yes, Dead Cells is a Metroidvania that just keeps you coming back for more. It's one of the best games on the Switch with its silky gameplay. It's been around for a while and the developer has done a good job of adding lots of new content in the form of DLC packs. There are vast numbers of weapons and upgrades to discover, as well as secrets to be found. The controls are excellent, and just everything about this game brings you back for that one extra run. Unravel 2 is a charming side-scrolling puzzle platformer game where you control two Yarnies, little characters made of thread through a series of adventures. In the story, these characters are made from positive energy and are trying to assist two children on the run. The gameplay is clever, as you need to use both Yarnies together to progress, making this an excellent game for kids to work together and collaborate. The positive story and puzzle-solving nature of the game, set in a cute and wondrous world, make this a really good choice for kids of all ages. Whilst you can play this solo, it really is best enjoyed together. Bug Fables is a real little gem. It's an RPG with bags of character that draws very, very heavily on the first two Paper Mario games, from its looks to its feel. It manages to be both heavily influenced whilst having its own charm. It's a much tougher game at its core. Its combat has really nice touches throughout, such as the in-depth medal system, secret bosses and items to find, and loads more. With 50% off, it really is a bargain. Check out our review, we're really impressed with this one at the top right hand side. Inti Create stumbled onto a real winner when they revived the Blaster Master series. It had so much success, they released this sequel and a third one after as well. It's a great example of the Metroidvania style, complete with retro graphics and tight controls. Close to half of the game takes place as a top-down shooter with cover mechanics. Overall, it's a really solid package with a good story, lots of exploration, and a nice audio-visual package. I've gone with number 2 as the best value for me, but part 1 is also on sale at 50% off, and part 3 has 30% off right now as well. So if you like any of them, well, you can pick up the others too. Darkest Dungeon is a tough cookie. It's bleak, and you will fail often. This is a story-driven, turn-based RPG with randomized dungeons and permadeath for your characters. The themes of stress, fear, and affliction. Yeah, it's not really a walk in the park, this one. Each time you take a party into battle, you risk losing your characters or having them lose their minds. It's cleverly done and adds stress to every encounter. You're constantly balancing whether to press on, and in between stages you need to heal up and rest, recruit new members, and figure out how best to split your resources. Holding everything together is the fabulous writing and exceptional voice acting. This one is not for the faint of heart, but if you're after a challenge, this might be for you. What the Golf looks like a regular golf game. You aim, set the power, and try to get the little ball in the hole. Except, wait a minute, it's the person flying towards the hole, or any other number of wacky jokes. It's a golf game that pokes fun throughout from start to finish, that is both a good game and a barrel of laughs in one. The Switch version is excellent, giving you the choice between touchscreen or regular controls, and introducing 2-player competitive play as well. It has 60% off across the UK, US, and EU. I love this game, I've got a real soft spot for it. Gris is a wonderful experience from the great publisher Devolver Digital. The protagonist, Gris, is a young girl dealing with a painful experience in her life. The beauty of the game is how her sorrow manifests through the girl's dress, which then grants her new abilities. This is a fantastic story where no words need to be used, as this game has the ability to transcend its message through its wonderful visuals and musical score. If you've not heard of this one before, then you've been missing out. Last up this week, The Messenger. As a demon army besieges his village, a young ninja ventures through a cursed world to deliver a scroll paramount to his clan's survival. What begins as a classic action platformer soon unravels into an expansive, time-travelling adventure full of thrills, surprises, and humour. The Messenger is one of the strongest indie titles on the Switch. I love its retro style and chiptunes, plus its branching paths to discover, and it has 60% off in the US at the minute. And there you have it, folks. 12 games that I think are fantastic on sale across the EU, UK, and US eShops at the minute. What takes your fancy? Do let us know down below, and we'll be back tomorrow with another video, so be sure to check back in. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Take care.